Welcome to Money Hunt Small Business Challenge, where America's top small business experts take on America's toughest small business challenges. I'm Cliff Enico. One of the all-time highs when you own your own business is the realization that, hey, it's not just me who thinks this is a great idea. My God, people are actually willing to shell out their hard-earned money for this stuff. Wow, the stuff that I dreamed up in my head. Until that magic moment occurs, though, you agonize over, are they out there? Will they buy? Am I charging too much? And how do I get my message across to these people? The problem is especially acute for .com companies, because if you've ever surfed the internet, you know the user controls the internet, not the person sending the information. So you not only have to get your message across, you've actually got to drag their eyeballs physically to your website. With today's Money Hunt Small Business Challenge, here's Robin Schatz of Business Week Frontier. Robin?
Michael Sweeney is the founder and inspiration behind FoodEdge.com, a website that helps restaurants buy food, supplies, and equipment online. But Michael Sweeney is finding that selling the idea to restaurants is a lot harder than recommending the chef's special. So let's take a look at the tape. Michael Sweeney knows what it's like to sweat over a hot stove and a hot fax machine.
Whole red fish, you got any?
This graduate of the prestigious Culinary Institute of America used to spend hours tracking down that perfect tomato or fresh fish of the day. Sweeney thought there must be a better way for chefs to shop.
Well, I was a chef in a restaurant in New Canaan, Connecticut, with my partner, who was also a chef. We tried to get online and find prices from the local distributors. After searching for a while, we couldn't find anything, so we thought it would actually be a worthwhile site to have on the internet that allowed purveyors to post their products and price lists and allow restaurants to get at it and order more accurately 24 hours a day.
So in 1999, he hung up his apron and cooked up a website. It's called FoodEdge.com. In March 2000, Sweeney and his partner, Chef David Curtis, introduced FoodEdge to the industry at the New York Restaurant Show, a major trade event. They spent their last $10,000 in petty cash to do it.
We were approached by a lot of other .com companies in the food industry and a lot of the restaurant owners and distributors that were at the show. We were received very well, and since that time we've been following up with new leads. What we do is we take your product list or your price list and put it up on the internet and allow your customers to get at it.
While the results have been encouraging, FoodEdge is still small potatoes. So far, Sweeney has signed on roughly a dozen vendors and about the same number of restaurants. To build the business, he'll need hundreds more.
It's a catch-22 in the effect that distributors want to pay until he knows his restaurants are going to be on and using it. The restaurant doesn't want to get involved until he knows that his distributors are going to be on and using the same system.
Every .com struggles with how to bring eyeballs to its website. For a business-to-business site like FoodEdge, the challenge is even tougher. Registering with search engines or taking out expensive Super Bowl ads just won't be enough. The trick is to attract the right business customers.
One of FoodEdge's first members was the Barcelona Wine Bar in South Norwalk, Connecticut. Like other eateries, it pays a $20 yearly membership fee to belong to FoodEdge and tap into its password-protected database of vendors.
What a restaurant does is he comes here, clicks on the returning members button, and this brings up a password and ID screen.
To build up the site, Sweeney has concentrated on attracting more vendors. They pay a $500 setup fee to put their products into the database. For everything they sell online, FoodEdge gets a 1% to 2% commission.
Right now they pay anywhere from 2 to 4% commission to salespeople, and food brokers get anywhere from 5 to 12%. We're just a more efficient way of doing business.
So far, the partners have spent $150,000 to develop FoodEdge. They've raised the money mostly from family and friends. Sweeney's father, Joseph Sweeney, a lawyer and former food industry CEO, serves on the board.
All right, well, we cannot wait for them to come to us. We have to go to them.
He's great. He's been my mentor through the whole thing. He also owns a piece of equity in the company, and he's just basically there to keep me going forward.
While Michael builds up his customer base, he's moonlighting as a chef on weekends to make ends meet.
Cooking part-time has been great. It's really helped me stay focused, stay in the industry, keep my edge up, and it's put a little cash in my pocket, too.
The market for restaurant food and supplies is huge, about $320 billion overall. And by 2002, says one recent industry study, 85% of all restaurants will be ordering online.
That means plenty of opportunity for FoodEdge if it can beat its competitors to the finish line. Sweeney hopes his own background will count for a lot. After all, it might just take a chef to know what a chef really wants.
Money Hunt, I need your help. How do I get people to my site, and how do I get them to use my service? What should I do?
Robin, I've only got one question on that piece. How come you never invite me along on these field speed? That stuff looked delicious. I'm starving. Seriously, Michaels really looks like he has a handle on the restaurant business.
Well, he does in some ways. He really understands how chefs think, as I said, but I don't think he yet knows quite how to reach these mom-and-pop suppliers to convince them that this is something that can benefit them, too.
Now, those were suppliers sitting at the table with him that time?
Yes, they were.
They don't look like him.
From a different world.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I'm sure that our gourmet panel of Money Hunt mentors will cook up something special for Michael Sweeney, our guest on Money Hunt Small Business Challenge, who'll be with us right after this.